Hello, this is Dr. Mercola, and if you've been on the site for a while, you know I'm absolutely passionate about the benefits of vitamin D. And from my experience and most of the experts I've interviewed, the best way to get that vitamin D is through appropriate and safe exposure to natural sunshine. And just want to give you some guidelines on how you get that, because summer's coming up and many of you are going to have that opportunity. What you're looking for to achieve is on your skin, unless you're deeply pigmented, is to turn the lightest bit of pink. And once you've achieved that pink state, that means your body has produced the most amount of vitamin D that's going to be able to for that day. And the only other concern is to make sure that you have enough of your skin exposed. So if you're male, you would want to keep your shirt off. If you're female, the least amount of material around your breast to maximize the exposure, and then of course being in shorts. And you want to have your front and your back exposed. You want to be careful about exposing your eyes, because your skin around your eyes is particularly sensitive to wrinkling. So if you wear a hat or use a safe sunscreen around there, that'll be important too. So that solves the challenge for the summer, but even in the summer, many of us are modern day cavemen, so we just don't get outside. So even if the sun's shining brightly and you have the sun, it's not going to work unless you get outside and get the sun on your skin. And it doesn't work if you're in an office or in a car, because those ultraviolet rays that come through the windows are actually significantly blocked. It's not going to produce the benefits that you think they are. So you have to actually be outside. So if you don't have access to that, or it's the winter and you aren't able to fly somewhere to a more tropical-like environment where you can get this type of exposure, then you really don't have many other alternatives. One is, of course, is to swallow your vitamin D, and I strongly recommend that as a simple solution and inexpensive. If you're going to do that, however, it is very important that you be careful about getting your lab test drawn so you know what the proper value is. And I've gotten a lot of information written about this on the site, specifically which labs to use and what the value should be. If you're interested in however, getting the optimal way, if it's from the sun, I think that a safe tanning bed makes a lot of sense. And just what is a safe tanning bed? Well, you want to make sure that they're using electronic ballast, because the magnetic ones, and that's what causes the loud buzzing experience that you might have heard when you went to many tanning salons, that's going to produce some harmful type of EMFs that is not going to be good for you or your family. So you want to avoid those. There are places where you can look up the safe commercial tanning beds, but even if you have one, access close to your home, there's going to be an issue. It's going to take more time to get there, and though initially it might be more expensive, many people are concerned with the hygiene perspective, because a significant number of these institutions or facilities don't do adequate cleaning of the bed between uses, and you might pick up some skin infection. So just be careful. So that's one of the reasons why we released a safe tanning bed. And you may remember that our original tanning bed was a vertical unit. It actually hung up on a door, so it didn't take up much space. But there are many people who have contacted us and requested us, primarily elderly people or people who enjoy laying down completely, to actually have a tanning bed unit. I'm proud to introduce, this is the tanning bed unit we developed, and I just wanted to share with you a little more of the specific details, because there's a very specific type of bulb that we use in this unit, and it actually has a patent. It's a dual phosphor bulb, and this is a shorter version of the one that's in the bed, but there's two types of these bulbs, but one of the primary ones is that both types produce ultraviolet A and ultraviolet B wavelengths, and that will produce the benefits that we've talked about previously. But they also produce red light. And similar to our previous bed, which is the Renew system, this red light is responsible for stimulating collagen production. And why is that important? Because when that goes on your face, it can actually help decrease the amount of wrinkling in your face and your neck. So that's really important. And in fact, it was such an innovative feature that there have been a number of manufacturers of tanning beds that have actually copied it within the last year. But I want to show you a little secret. What they've done is to produce the red light is they've used this type of bulb, and you can see it's much smaller and it produces less light. But the larger bulb that we use also has a patented reflective process that allows us to produce 600% more light in the bed, which is going to give you the benefits that you want. But now there's another type of dual phosphor bulb that's in this bed that also produces the UVA and UVB wavelengths, but in addition, infrared wavelengths. And that infrared also has some major benefits. It's been used for centuries in a number of disciplines like Chinese medicine, and currently many physical and sports therapists use this modality for muscle aches and injuries, and a large number of natural medical clinicians use infrared therapies for detoxifications, and they primarily administer that in the form of infrared saunas. So these bulbs are actually in the center of the bed that produce this, right where your spine would be. So this infrared therapy is administered to the spine where it's most beneficial. So some really neat features. And the price of this bed might be surprising for some people, but it is essentially two of the smaller beds. And if you look at the features, especially the bulb technology, and you try to replicate that or reproduce it with other beds, you'll be surprised to find that most other beds that have these features are about 300% more expensive. So I really think it's a great value. And this is, it fits to most homes. Some of the other beds, one of the downsides is they don't just plug into a normal wall outlet, but this one plugs into a standard 120 volt 15 amp circuit. So it plugs into pretty much any conventional switch. And additionally, this is the only bed in the world that has been certified by the Vitamin D Council. So we're really happy to have that certification, and I think it really is the best and the safest tanning bed. If this is a form of therapy that you and your family are interested in, I would strongly encourage you to read more about it on the page below.